I start tomorrow.
Okay.
No, Tuesday. 2 days. Tomorrow I've got a lot of stuff going on, though. It's a pretty busy day.
What do you have?
Well, I got to go to the grocery store. I have to go to the bank. It's like a whole thing.
That is a whole thing.
Well, the bank's like 30 minutes away, so it is kind of a whole thing. Yeah, drive out there, do stuff,
So do
come
you
back.
town, or is it like deserted, or what's the deal with upstate New York?
I think it says it usually would be. I don't think it's that changed. There's only so many people in this city anyway, so it's not like it's... The population of the city is like the same as Georgia Tech.
Okay.
That's how many people.
Wow.
Just undergrads. Not even... This is the Experience Podcast with me and someone else.
Who?
It's Ted.
Oh, and Mary. Yeah.
Okay, Mary. Last time you came on, you were very concerned about what to talk about. Do you
Yeah.
have those same concerns?
A little bit. I was hoping there would be a topic.
Okay, the topic is photos on your wall. Go ahead.
Oh. It's really... Is this experience, is it visual? Or is it
No.
still just audio?
No, that's the challenge for you.
Okay. Well, I'll start with this one. This is a picture. Oh, wait. I guess it doesn't matter if I show it. Okay. There's a picture of my friends from high school in a dog pile about 5 feet tall, maybe 4 feet. It's a pretty good dog pile, pretty good size. It hurt coming out of it, but it's one of my greatest accomplishments. That's really, there's nothing else
Okay,
interesting
moving on.
on
Ted?
here. Okay.
Ted?
Wait, I
That's
have one cool thing. One cool thing. Just one. This piece of art that my friend did. It's a woman. It's an abstract naked woman. It's very good. She's headless also. What does that represent? And I have it pinned to my wall using one of my cat butt magnets. So that's even adding another layer. Anyway. Okay, moving on.
Go ahead, Ted.
Should I share things that are on my wall?
No, that's fine. We don't care.
Okay. What's everyone doing during quarantine over the past month?
Watched Hamilton, but that was just 2 days ago. So that was like one of the peaks. It was pretty good. Oh, I also found a bottle of champagne at the grocery store, and it's blue, like this really weird color, like aquamarine blue. I'm really excited. It apparently has hints of blueberry.
You have
But
to tell me if it turns your like teeth blue when you drink it too.
I'm a little bit worried about that. I'll keep you posted. Keep you posted there.
I started watching The Community on Netflix because I just wanted to see, and so
I
far
don't
it's
think
okay.
there's a
There's
Yeah,
no
I think
the.
it's
It's just
Community.
Community.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty good so far. I'm on like
It's just
season
any
1.
community.
I heard that's good. Yeah.
It's funny. It's like it's like Parks and Rec or The Office or some sort. It's kind of that vibe.
That's good. That's a good vibe.
Okay, well, that's it. That's
That's
the show this
it?
week.
No.
Oh.
Oh my God, that was lame.
Well, Mary, you were in a rush to get out of here. First of all, you couldn't pick a time.
Okay, here's the full truth. I actually ended up being able to do 3 o'clock, but then I didn't want to be like, never mind, actually, let's do 3 because you had already changed the time. But then I was like, I should have just told him I could do 3 in case he had something else to do.
My busy day is tomorrow.
That's right. That's right. That's tomorrow.
Daniel, do you have a roommate or are you
No,
alone?
it's just me.
Okay. Are you gonna wear a mask at work tomorrow or on Tuesday?
Yeah, we have to.
You have
They
to.
temperature check you when you walk in, and then you gotta wear it the whole day, I guess.
If only Georgia Tech would do that, but
If only.
I
And
think
they
our
give you
professors-
one if you
They
don't
give
have
us
one.
one.
too.
Oh no, not Georgia Tech.
Oh, where I work.
Oh, that's good.
I'm actually terrified that they're probably just gonna cancel classes like the second week.
I feel like they might cancel them before they even start.
I
Just
think they're about to
because
cancel.
you think they will?
I think they're about to.
Really?
There's that whole petition going around.
Did you hear about the petition with like 800 faculty?
No.
There's like an 800-person faculty petition just writing to USG, just saying like, we're angry, like make masks
feel safe.
mandatory,
Yeah.
make it predominantly remote, and just make kids who need to do research have to come on campus, etc.
Yeah.
So
Like, if they made it just come on campus for your literal lab, that'd be like one thing. Or if you made, like, what are they handling? Have they said what they're going to do about dorms yet, or no?
basically, I think they're just getting rid of like quads. So like the freshman quads or the triples, no more. But doubles and everything else is okay.
I think they're gonna have like a designated sick dorm too.
Oh
Like
really?
if you test positive, I think I read that. If you test positive, they move you over to like
The
pause
6
crew?
people dorm?
yeah the pause
Mhm.
crew.
Yeah, I heard
Well, so
that.
you don't affect the rest of the dorm, and like they want to limit lobby traffic and stuff like that. I think.
That happened to Ohio State as well. I think they have like one of their really big buildings just being like a quarantine room.
Wow. My sister is starting college at Sarah Lawrence in the fall, which I know is a totally different situation than ours, but they're only having freshmen and new students, like transfer students, living on campus. But I feel like they get to do that because they're private.
I heard what Yale is doing is they're saying sophomores can't come in the fall and freshmen can't come in the spring. So
What? Interesting.
yeah, it's
What are
weird.
they doing about the juniors and seniors? Are they just like,
They're kicked
I guess
out.
yeah,
yeah.
you're not graduating from Yale.
Didn't make the cut.
I'm going to grad school now. The economy
you
is kind
are?
of it's really awful and no one's hiring. So it's probably a smart idea for me just to go to
No, I
grad
got a
school.
job, Ted.
You got a
Wait, but
I
job
work here.
Aren't you still not graduating until fall?
December. Yeah.
Undergrad?
But like I was planning on doing like a company's rotation program, but
Mm.
they've basically canceled it. And I think a lot of other companies have canceled hiring at least for the rest of the year. So it makes sense just to go to
Wow.
grad school and then chill out for a
Right.
year and a half.
I did read that, like, I think Walmart managers, stuff like that, Amazon, like warehouse employees, those are
Delivery?
going up, Ted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Delivery.
Honestly, when I worked at Panera or something like that, my favorite job was just like dishwasher because you could just put in headphones and just do the same thing over and over again and just
You could do that.
be a
That's
robot.
my favorite thing. I love being a robot. No sarcasm.
Okay.
Should we be like worried that like robots like Mary will take over the world?
I'd be a
She
very
already
good
is.
robot. I'm very good at following directions. Have no autonomous thought. So just need to be programmed.
So 2 times ago, Daniel and I and Nathaniel talked about making a movie with Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sure.
And recently he put out a YouTube video of him crashing a rally that was it made me laugh a lot. It was him dressed up in like a little overalls and a nice little hat, and he was chanting things, and then he got everyone else to chant things, and it was a really good time. You'll get a good laugh if you watch it.
It's uplifting.
Ah,
No?
it's funny, you know.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Ted, what's going to be like your grad school focus? Or I don't know how it works for aerospace.
For AE, you kind of pick a lab. So I'm gonna just do with the lab I've always worked at, but I'll do probably like jet engine stuff for them. So it's the same old stuff.
Nice.
Are you
So
going
you're
to
gonna do
grad-
it here.
Yeah, because since I graduate in the fall, it's really weird because some grad schools don't accept spring transfers. So either I would have to find something to do for like 8 months, or I can just go to
Walmart
grad
manager.
Walmart manager, exactly. And then I could start in the fall, or I could just go to Georgia Tech and
And
start.
start in the spring.
And the cool thing about AE is they give you a stipend, which is pretty nice. So I'll get my stipend and I'll get my tuition paid. So it's really not too bad.
Did
besides
you
being a grad
already
student.
did you already apply and stuff?
It's due October 1st, so I need
Oh,
to
okay.
do like some more planning and like see how long it'll take me before I apply and everything.
Do you have to take the GRE?
Since I'm BSMS, I don't know how it works for other majors, but BSMS you don't have to take the GRE.
I didn't have to either.
Is the deadline for all BSMS October?
Just a general deadline is October 1st.
That's just for his major.
Oh. Mary, are you
I
going to
don't
go to grad school or what
Well,
are you
that's-
thinking?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. I haven't fully decided, so I don't graduate till May, so I have
Mhm.
some more time to think. But I might want to go to grad school, but I haven't decided yet. But I really don't want to take the GRE.
Then
I mean,
do the
I know
BSMS.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I like missed the boat or something.
It should say it on your website.
Yeah, I looked into it a little bit. But I think it wants you to take grad classes during your undergrad, and I
It's
don't
not
know
required.
It's not required.
It's
Okay.
not
I
required.
didn't. You don't have to.
You didn't.
I didn't
The
at all.
only benefit is you can transfer those grad classes to your grad program and graduate earlier. But
Yeah, that's it.
that's it.
If time is not of the essence, then it doesn't matter.
It's not. Not really.
Yeah, I did it pretty comfortably without taking classes beforehand.
And how long did yours take? A year,
Mhm.
Daniel? And yours will be a year and a half, Ted?
Yeah, 3 semesters.
He's a loser though, so it's
Sad.
I don't know how long mine is. How long
It's just
it is
bridge
for
stuff.
school.
that's
Just bridges.
it's just 4
Do you know
classes
anything
with
about it,
Dr.
Daniel?
Rogers. It's just 4 classes with Dr. Rogers each semester.
Oh, maybe not then.
Just take
Just
the one that
kidding.
I
I
took.
love him. I love him.
You should take
Love
the one I
him.
took.
No, I'm never taking another class like that. Never.
Mine is the easier version of yours, remember?
I don't remember that.
Yes, because
I guess.
you were like, hey,
I
did
guess
you do
so.
this? Hey, did you do this? And I was like, no, we don't do anything.
Oh, we had to do so much. That project was awful. I've never given somebody a worse peer evaluation in my entire life.
Oh, it was really? No
Well,
one
yeah,
knew
ours was a
anything was
group of
going on in our
3.
class.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go on.
I was
This is
gonna
the
say, no
worst
one
part about
knew
this.
what was going on in our class, and then they just gave everyone A's.
That's what I think happened to us too.
Okay.
But we had this giant group project due on like the last day or something. We were a group of 3, and this one person just like basically went MIA. And the project was all like air mod, moves matrix, all this weirdo transportation stuff. And he was, that was the entire project. And he was like, I'm not really good at computer stuff, like, so I can't help with that part. But I was like, that is all of it. What do you mean you can't help with that part?
He's gonna
There
pick out
is
the
nothing
PowerPoint
else.
design.
There wasn't, yeah, literally he would pick out the PowerPoint theme. Because
Yeah.
it wasn't even like you have to write up anything. It was none of that.
Oh, we had to write up a report.
We did not, thankfully. We had like an optional report if you felt like you had more to say.
I gave a really brutal peer eval in English 1 because this kid just didn't do anything for the project.
Oh my god.
He did not do anything. He didn't talk to us. So I was like, "Hey, do you want to come over and like work on our like video?" And he didn't reply. We made the video ourselves, turned it in. And I gave him a 0.
Shame.
I feel like you should address that though before you turn in the assignment.
Nah.
Well, so
No.
the way it worked
No.
is our professor reached out and he was like, "Hey, like this kid hasn't been showing up to class, but he needs a group. Like, do you mind taking him in?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And so I like reached out to him multiple times, and he said like, "Oh, like maybe I'm busy this weekend. Like maybe next weekend." Or like, I was like, "Do you want to find another time?" Not at all. And so that was the worst peer eval I gave. And then from then on, I just gave like 5s because I didn't care. And then something I was really annoyed about was like I did a few business classes, and the business students don't automatically give you 5s on the peer eval. I'm like, what are you doing?
Really?
But it's a tough world out there.
Yeah, like who knew the Scheller kids could be so cutthroat? I guess like when you're fighting for that 90% A rate, like.
Hey, you know what? I don't know if I told this on the podcast, but for my senior design project, which now feels like 25 years ago,
Was
we had to do the peer evaluations, and the first time we did it, the professors got upset at everyone because the scores were too high for everyone. Like they said, "Hey, the averages are too high. Your averages need to be like, I was at a
Lower?
5." They said, "Are you giving too many 4s and 5s? The averages need to be like 2.5 or 3." And so we had to go back in. So the next time I said, "Okay, I'll make the averages lower." And then they said, "Oh, it's too consistent. They're all similar. They're all too similar. There needs to be more variety in your scores."
What?
I was like, I like you have to
You're asking too
cheat
much.
the code. Yeah.
Well, what you should do is you should just say like, "Okay, I'm going to give these 2 people 4s, and then these 2 people 2s, and then switch it up the next peer eval."
No, but the grade. Well, I guess no. That didn't even matter to the grade because
It
was very
wasn't incorporated in the grade. Grade?
the what?
It
Like wait.
wasn't in. Stop. It's an accident. I do not have a lisp. Was it incorporated in the grade?
Yeah, so those weren't, but the percent contribution to the project was.
Ah,
But if I gave someone a 1 out of 5 and I said they contributed just as much as everyone else, then it wouldn't matter. If I kept giving them 1s, then they'd probably like have a meeting with us and they'd be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Mm.
And I'd say, "I don't know how to, master your algorithm here."
no.
Yeah, something I liked, and I don't know why we're discussing peer evals, but when I was doing my senior design for my business minor, they had you rate yourself, rate like people, like if you got a 3, that means like you guys all equally contributed work. If you got a 4, you did like more than your fair share, and if you did a 2, you did less than your fair share. So then you're not just like giving everyone 5s. It's like 3 is like you did your fair share, and then 4 and 2 like you didn't contribute.
I'm going to see if I can pull this up. Let me know if you guys can see my screen, because this is also one of the most complicated peer evaluation forms I've ever had. All right, let's see. I'm going to try to share Excel here. Let me know if you guys can see it.
Ah!
Yes? Mary, calm down.
My cat.
I'm seeing nothing, but
I see
it's
a
like
black screen.
It's a
yeah,
black screen.
Yeah. Do you see my cat?
see
I
your cat.
do.
He's so cute.
I don't know why screen sharing doesn't work on when we record. Okay, now do you see it?
Boy.
Nope. Oh yes, now I do.
Oh, yep. See it.
Okay, so this is the front. This is like first of all, there's like 8 tabs here. So this is what matters, right? And then you got these whole things, and you have to write out all these notes. You have to write enough comments, like multiple lines of comments, otherwise you lose points. And they do
The
this
one?
for all of them. And then you have this summary thing. So here's
Oh, what?
this is the most complicated thing ever.
Crazy.
And so like Let me just move that up. So, like, these are the scores that need to be different enough. You need to have like a high enough standard deviation, and these scores need to be different enough. It's
These kids weren't very good.
no, this was fine. That's what they
Oh.
wanted.
That was what they wanted?
Oh, it was out of 3. Sorry. It wasn't out
Oh,
of-
okay. I thought it was out of 5. It's like,
That was
damn.
out of 3. But either way, that's what they wanted.
Seems complicated.
Okay.
Okay, next topic.
Well, Mary, you came with all these ideas.
I didn't have any ideas.
Okay, well, we can play the game if you want.
No.
You
Okay.
hate the game.
I
have
mean,
new
I don't know the
questions.
game. What's the game?
You remember? It's
Oh, I
questions or
remember.
answers.
That's right.
Huh? Yeah.
Wait.
I-
Let me think of one last thing.
Okay, moving on.
Okay.
Go ahead. Mary, is
No.
there anything you need to tell the people of the world? Anything you need to get off your chest?
There's a few things, but I can't say them.
Go ahead.
No.
No one's listening.
I gotta take
Except
them to the
Sarah.
grave. Who does
You-
listen? That's my question. Who am I speaking to? You, your parents,
Nadia's sister?
Nadia's sister? Not Nadia though?
No.
Just her sister?
She would-
Just
Well,
her sister.
Stephanie is a listener now. Stephanie and Justin went on last
She is
week.
not.
She is not.
She was on it, but she doesn't listen.
That's a very different thing.
She has
Ted,
no time.
do you normally listen?
Occasionally, I listen to like every other one, maybe
That's not true.
How
What?
frequently do they come out? Like, can
every
I get a
week on
notification?
Tuesday. Yeah, download Apple if you have an iPhone. Download Apple Podcasts and you'll get a notification.
Yeah, there you go. Ted's doing some free advertising.
So, what about, like, does Nathaniel listen?
He's listened to a few.
But not enough?
I don't know. I don't have individual stats. I just
Oh,
from what people tell me.
it's the honor system.
It's anecdotal, yeah.
Anecdotal. Okay. Well, but so your parents aren't listening.
Mine don't.
Sad.
All right, what are you going to talk
Ted's-
about?
My parents
Ted's
don't
you?
listen. Right now, I'm not talking to my parents because they irked me. Do your parents ever randomly just criticize you?
Sure,
Yeah,
Like they
and
walk in and like,
of course.
Ted, you're just too fat today.
yeah, I was just up in the kitchen. They were just criticizing me. I was like, I don't need this small dick energy. And I just walked downstairs and I haven't talked to them in like a past week and a half. So it is what it is.
One day, I was just sitting in the living room with my sister, and my dad just walked through, and he was like, "Oh, Annabelle, I thought you were going to go to yoga or something." And she's like, "Oh, no, I didn't." And then he just says, "Do you exercise at all?" or something like that. And just to her, when she was just sitting, like we were both sitting there in the room, I wasn't doing anything exercisey at all. But then she started crying, of course, and then he was like, "What was I supposed to say?"
I mean, she looks awful today. Yeah.
He was like, "What am I? Can I just not say anything if I notice something?" And I was like, "Pretty much, Dad. No, you can't." So does that count as criticism? I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, it just like it's just so unprovoked, and you're just like, I don't need this right now.
I'm just
What
trying to
do you need,
exist,
Ted?
man.
What do I need? I wish I had a job. You know, I have an internship that starts next week. It's a virtual internship, so we'll see how that goes. But I need a job. Did you get a car, or did you buy a car?
So my parents paid the down payment, and I'm going to finance it
Okay.
for the next 5 years at 0% APR.
Nice.
So
What's the
I'm just
car?
paying it off. Yeah, because I needed a new car because it's a little rough up here in the winter.
Well, what model is it?
It's the RAV4 hybrid.
Okay.
Nice.
Hybrid. Oh,
Well,
Of course.
it's got better miles per gallon.
Clean energy, man.
I mean, this thing is well. Anyway,
Anyway. Did
Okay.
you guys? Do you guys know that numbtots hate landlords? Or do you just know about hating landlords? It's a trend.
Mary,
No.
we are not people to talk to about trends.
Well, it's like it's a thing. People hate landlords. I didn't know about it. Did you
I
guys
mean,
know about it?
Ted's in
You
a
knew
bit of
about
an argument with his landlords right now.
Yeah. It's a thing on Reddit, like people hate
Right.
landlords or like
Yes.
anything that's capitalism
Yes.
that isn't socialism, like very, very pure socialism. Basically, people hate it on Reddit. So you see
Yeah,
a couple articles and you're like, okay, I guess this is a thing.
Yeah. I don't fully get it, but anyway.
There's a lot of things I don't get. I don't get why people get so angry about masks. Like, what do you mean? Like
Get angry about having to wear them or get angry
Yeah.
about people not wearing them? Oh. Okay.
well, yeah, not
And
wearing
it is
like,
my right to cough on anyone who I want to.
I don't know. I just don't get it.
I don't get it either. I tried to have somebody, so I'm working in construction this summer, and somebody on the job site, like one of the people was trying to like explain to me why they don't believe in like having to wear a mask. And his justification was basically, it's not my fault if I get you sick. How is that my fault? And I was like, I think we just understand the world differently, sir.
Like that's a
So,
religion now too. Like you don't believe in it.
I don't believe
Well, then
in
you should
wearing.
just tell them like, oh, it's not my fault. I shot you. Like,
Well, that's what I was gonna. There's so many things. It's like, if I just go pee on you, like, is it your fault for being in my pee stream, or is it my fault for peeing
Yes.
on you?
well, Mary,
know.
you're a woman, so yes.
I got that vibe. It's okay though.
How is it?
Yeah.
So, what construction
How is it
site are
being
you
a woman?
working on it? Oh no, not how is it being a woman, but how is it being on a construction site?
Well, being a construction site is fine. It's a really small company, so it's just two small adaptive reuse buildings. So like they were like warehouses basically, and now they're being converted into office space and like showroom space for new technologies from the owner, the
You
company.
get to wear a hard hat,
I do.
and you
And a
brought it home
vest.
with you. Go ahead and show it to everyone. Oh,
I don't. I leave it at work because it's a pain. But I got some really cool work boots. They're steel-toed.
I
Yeah,
had those
like-
last year. I hated
Yeah.
them.
I like them, but
Yeah,
I
I need to
spent a
get
lot
some.
of money on them so that I would get really
How
comfortable.
much were they?
I mean, like $100. It's not that much, but it was a lot for shoes I potentially may only wear for one summer.
What size are you? Maybe I could use them after you.
I'm a
Send them up.
7, a woman's
Yeah,
7,
it's gonna be a
men's
little
5.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work.
You don't want to admit that if that is your shoe size. That's something
Well-
we should do privately.
Last summer, I found some what do you call them? Like moccasins that are steel-toed. So, like, yeah,
That's
they were
wild.
really they were really cool. They were like nice, like like I was working in a plant, but I'd still wear like a dress shirt or a polo.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to wear boots because I'd look like a fool. So I wore the like steel-toed like moccasins, and they were really cool. So if you're looking into steel-toed shoes, look into those.
I think I've seen somebody with those steel-toed moccasins. Moccasins are those that almost look like Clarks. You know the shoes?
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay,
They're
I've
like
seen.
dad shoes, like 35, like 45-year-old dad shoes.
I've seen them. They're hip. They're kind of hip though.
Yeah.
Mine are just straight up boots, but I wear them with like jeans and roll up the jeans.
So what do you do? Like, what's your construction site doing? What are they building?
A building.
No,
Oh,
not actually. Well, wait. Do you mean like what do I do or what is the job? What's like
Both.
well, I'm on like the money side of things. So I like price out work that the subcontractors have to do. Like
How much is it?
figure out
Go ahead.
how much is the whole job? I don't know.
Yeah, spill the beans.
All I know is we had a big change order for a bunch of new drawings, new building plans, and the change order was for like $270,000.
And what kind of building?
So it's two of them, and they're both like they were industrial warehouses, and they're just like they took out the interior or they're redoing the interior, adding a bunch of walls and making them like office spaces. That's all the rage right now. Collaborative
Okay.
office space.
Well,
Yeah,
like-
but everyone's working from home, so
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
that's
know,
actually not the rage.
but that's not my problem, you know. It's the owner's problem.
Not a great time to start carving out more office space as
Well, it started last summer, but yeah, he's gonna have a mess on his hands when it's done, and he has to actually find tenants to rent the offices. But not my problem. It's the bank's problem. And the owner.
So Daniel, I know you've worked with Python before, right? And so I
I'm
started
a very beginner expert, yes.
getting into Python, and there's actually like a really cool thing. I'm doing this free online course from Georgia Tech where you can do like machine learning for trading, and it's free, one, but two, it's really cool. And actually bad at Python, know much about Python. I just use MATLAB, and it's actually like pretty similar to MATLAB, besides just a few syntax things. But
Would a CS person slap you if you said that?
I don't know how much like a CS person would probably slap me because Python starts at 0 and MATLAB starts at 1. And I think that's like the big thing that CS kids get like triggered at. I'm sure there's other things, but
I
If
don't
you're
get
using
that.
the numerical packages in Python, it's very similar.
yeah, NumPy, Matplotlib,
You can
Jupyter?
relearn the syntax pretty quickly.
Jupyter Notebook is like cool, but
Spider?
I use Spider. Spider is the move.
Spider was too
we
complicated for me.
used.
I just use Jupyter Notebook.
I like Jupyter Notebook. Spider was confusing too.
Yeah, exactly. Which is
I'm
funny
fine.
because my professor said use Spider because it's like MATLAB.
Yeah, you can set it up like MATLAB, but I guess
But that was too complicated.
That was too much for us.
I just typed in a Google Chrome tab. That was easier. That's what Jupyter Notebook is.
the one thing I think I took for granted with MATLAB is how easy it is to debug, though, because you could like hover over things and it would tell you the value, and like you could really easily like debug. Not
It's
with
basically impossible in Python. You
yeah,
have to
not with
comment
Python.
out everything or whatever.
Yeah, and like return, and then it's just a huge pain. So that's the one thing I don't like.
It is slower though. Like I wouldn't use Python for everyday things. Like you can use MATLAB as a calculator, right? That's basically what it is.
Hmm
It takes Python way too long to do stuff like that.
I agree. But the counterpoint is like Python is anyone can use it, and MATLAB you need a license. So like,
Oh,
what
it's so-
happens when I graduate Georgia Tech and I have all these cool MATLAB programs?
Yeah, there's a lot of companies that won't even pay for MATLAB because it's too expensive for a private license.
It's sad.
That is sad.
Daniel, are you watching any sports?
Which ones?
I don't know. There's
Really?
like,
The ones that are getting canceled?
well, I think NASCAR didn't get canceled. I watched a few NASCAR races, but they're doing like the opposite of canceling. They're like trying to ban all the old people and get in like new people. So they did something wild. They like banned the Confederate flag, which is like everyone's like,
Angry.
It took 150 years. Yeah.
yeah, well, I guess all the old people are gone now, so
Aaron, what's going on?
Nothing. What?
nothing.
You got a secret to share?
I was just texting.
Who?
Nobody.
How's Drew?
Drew is great.
What is he doing?
Well, he was supposed to be working as of like June 1st, or maybe the week after that. But his job got delayed until mid-September. So he's just like
Really?
living at home, delaying paying rent until he has an income. So it's pretty cool. It's like we've gone back in high school. We're like, hey, Mom, Mary's coming over for dinner.
Oh,
It's really fun.
fun.
Did Mary come over after dinner tonight?
No, Drew.
Your bedtime is at 11 p.m., young lady.
We are playing Twister as a family. Get her out of here.
It's not really like that though. And
Can I
also
borrow the car? I want to take Mary
so
to
different.
Baskin Robbins.
Baskin Robbins. No.
Daniel, how was your time at home?
I'm not there anywhere.
Well, how was it, the past month before?
Well, I sat there, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
It is what it is.
I really
Okay.
didn't do much. Like, there's nothing to mention there. The podcast stuff.
That's it. I guess it's like you didn't have anything planned. Like I'm plus tutoring for physics 2 now, Mary.
How is it?
It's fine. It's like a mix of like, I think it's modern physics 2, so I hate it. It's like fake to me, but no.
The hot take is I never uploaded my resources.
Yeah. So
How upset Daniel is.
That's okay. I didn't upload half of mine.
What were you saying, Ted?
I'm just using like old modern tests and quizzes, and those have been fine. But I hate online plus, but it is, you got to put up with it.
How's the attendance in the summer?
Not bad. I used to get like a decent amount of people, and I think after the first test, either kids did really well and just stopped attending, how it sometimes is, and I've got like 2 to 3 regulars or something like that, so it's not bad. And they
Yeah.
like turn on their mics, which no one did last time, and they'll talk to me,
Good.
so it's okay. It's not ideal, but we're going to like online plus probably in the fall. Definitely, yeah.
How's living at home for you, Ted?
It's fine. I have
So
my
always
Besides,
arguing.
basement.
besides being criticized.
I really just stay in my basement, and I haven't been doing much. Like, I tried to keep myself busy with doing like summer research. So I have like things to do, but I'll just like sleep in and just like do nothing till like 1 p.m. and then start doing stuff. I've gotten into Pokemon a little bit, and that'll probably last a week, and then I'll stop playing again. So really trying to, maybe my next thing is going to be like Minecraft again.
Oh, my sister's really into Minecraft right now.
So
She's really into it.
That's got to take up a lot of the bandwidth in your house, though, Mary.
I don't really care now that I don't have to do school,
Okay.
but maybe I just makes her into a little zombie human.
My friend said that his professor had to cancel a class because his connection was so bad.
'Cause his
And they
kid was
realized
playing
that-
Minecraft.
His son was running a Minecraft server. So that's why they canceled the class that day. It could happen another time too.
I think she must not have the really intense one. Is that possible? Is it possible she has Minecraft Lite or something?
Well, she's
that a
probably
thing?
also not streaming with other people and stuff. Like that.
Oh no, she's
Yeah.
not. I don't think.
So it's probably not that bad.
She's always doing creative.
Right.
Did I say that right?
creative mode, yeah.
She's always in creative mode.
I
Daniel's
think
trying
she's
to
just very
say-
creative.
Like he's trying to act like he never played Minecraft, but he secretly has been doing it during the weekend, during his free time.
Oh, okay. I actually have never played it, but
I've
she
never
talks
played
about it a lot now. I don't get the point personally, but
Really, as a civil engineer, you don't understand.
I'm a terrible civil engineer, as you maybe know. I don't know. Terrible.
It's bad when you, who've been doing civil engineering for several years, have to ask me for help on civil engineering. How was that mega project?
It ended up being fine. It ended up being fine.
Did
I
I get?
didn't plagiarize at all, but I realized I was reading your stuff that was like,
Wasn't mine. Technically,
well, it was
I was a
ghost-
ghostwriter.
ghost written. Ghost written by Daniel. Ghost written. We used a lot of the same sources, so but that was before I even looked at yours. And I was using those sources for a different a different topic. Like we interpreted the topics differently. But it's fine. There was no plagiarizing.
You can credit me as a writer.
No.
Mary, are
This
you one of
one guy
those?
basically. Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
go
what?
on. I was
This one
gonna ask.
guy didn't write anything, but go on.
I was gonna ask, are you one of those people that used Chegg and then almost got caught and then just said like, "Oh, there's no plagiarism here"?
What? No. I never have been caught for anything.
So you've
Is
done.
that a thing? Was that a thing that happened?
Yeah, like finals week, basically there were a bunch of posts on like all these different college Reddits and like different news articles that basically said like kids use Chegg on like physics 1, physics 2, and these really big classes, posted their questions online, and then the professors caught them, and then they asked Chegg for like accounts that viewed them, accounts that posted the question, etc. And then all these like freshmen, sophomores, etc. were super spooked out. They're like, I'm going to get kicked out. Like the professor said, if I fess up, there's going to be no consequences besides getting a 0 on the test. Like, what do I do?
Terrible
And-
consequence. I didn't have. You mean just during like online learning?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I didn't have to worry about that because everything I had was open book, open note.
Okay.
Or the one thing I had that wasn't, I think it was like technically closed note, but it was like you print it out and do it and then upload a scan. So I think I like looked at my notes. But it
Everything I
was,
had was like open internet too. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
and my questions weren't really Googleable.
I
too.
wouldn't really be able to do it. Most
'Cause
helpful was just
my
like
professor, like,
looking at PowerPoints. Right. And that was legal, thankfully. So had it pretty easy online learning. I wouldn't hate to go back, to be honest.
I might move to like Square on Fifth or something if we go online, because I need to work at my lab, and so I probably can like
Mm.
trick someone into giving me a really cheap lease on Square on Fifth because they're not going to move there anyway. So we'll see.
Subleases are cheap as hell right now.
They'll
like-
pay you.
They
Practically, I mean,
I was
Go
gonna
on.
live in the standard for like $700 a month.
Yeah.
And they were like, rent is normally $1,200, but I'll give it to you for $700. And I was like, okay, sure.
yeah,
then I
same
just
thing
You're gonna
happened.
What?
You're moving out of the cubby.
No, I was thinking about it when I thought my work might be online for a similar reason. Just I share a room with my sister. It would have been hard to do online school from home or online work, like 40 hours a week.
Hmm. Yeah,
But-
so I was gonna do the same thing at U House, and then it ended up not materializing, but it was like $500 for $1,000 room.
Oh,
So it's
that's
like
really good.
you're basically paying $500 for me to live here. Like, okay,
Damn. What were we talking about? Was there something?
Nothing. There was nothing. What do
Okay.
you?
There was
Was there something you needed?
No,
to
I
mention?
forgot. I thought we were talking about something else for some reason and then got lost.
Yeah. So back on the topic of frogs, Ted. I mean, just want to rehash. Go ahead.
okay. Are you guys for or against having pet frogs?
Against.
Against.
Wholeheartedly. They belong in the wild.
Don't cats belong in the wild?
No, they're domestic.
I don't know. I've seen a few stray cats. Like that means they.
The stray cat is different.
And
All
we've
cats-
screwed up.
All
We
cats
screwed up their
are
evolution.
a domestic species,
Yeah.
just like
We've-
dogs. They're not wild.
We've created
They're
a
feral.
domestic species at this
A
point.
feral cat is a cat that is like it's become feral because it hasn't lived in a home for generations.
Okay.
But
so,
they're not genetically different or like whatever the word is.
So
Go
we
ahead.
can just train frogs to be domestic. If we've done it to cats, we can do it to frogs.
No, if we didn't train them to be domestic. Like happened over evolution, I think. Am I crazy here? Daniel, chemistry?
I'm not a scientist.
Evolution is fake, one. So
Boy.
Anyway, what about cows? Are they domestic? Farm animals? They're not really wild.
Well, what about chickens?
Same question. Pigs? They're different than like wild pigs, wild boars.
wild boars will mess you up. So,
Yeah.
Ted has experience.
oh yeah. During my time in the woods, I actually ran away from home, and then I had to befriend a flock of boars. I don't know if they're flocks or what the group
And
name
he
is
beat him up
called.
because he doesn't believe in he doesn't believe in masks.
Yeah. I got this really cool mask actually from it's like a floral mask, so I'm a big
It's
fan.
nice.
Yeah, it's cute.
Pretty.
Okay.
I like it. Takes a real man to wear a flower mask.
I agree. I think like if you're not having fun with the whole mask thing, then like what are you doing?
What are you doing with your life? You make me sad.
Oof.
All right.
What's
Well,
your mask? You
minor point.
lame.
I have a few N95s, and then I have some normal ones.
Some cloth ones or surgical ones?
No, they're surgical. My mom works in a hospital, so she's got like, an in.
Gotcha.
I got so many masks there. Yeah, they're like overflowing.
Oh, really?
Don't tell anyone.
How's your mom dealing with the working in a hospital and the whole COVID?
Well, she works with like sick babies, so
That's good.
in the NICU,
Oh,
not the ICUs that you hear about.
The
right? It's-
neonatal or
Yeah, it's the
neo?
neonatal ICU. So, I mean, she may like interact with the parents, but it's not as bad as like she doesn't work in like an emergency room or anything like that. So,
Okay. So they didn't move her. I don't know how bad it got in Maryland, but they didn't move her to like work in the regular.
no, they need her. They need more people in the NICU actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they need her there. And Maryland wasn't too bad. It was like average, and it's doing well now. So they
Good.
yeah. They I don't want to insult her, but I'm not sure how much she would do with
oh dear.
virus. Well, that's not her specialty, right? She
Oh.
works with babies, so it's very different. You wouldn't pull a dentist in.
Well, but that's different.
Well,
Someone
what's the
when you become a doctor, you're not like, isn't it like you get experience with all the things?
Minimally.
Like everyone has to go through medical school. A dentist doesn't
Yeah.
have to go through med school.
But she's also been doing this for like several decades.
No, I feel you.
So it'd be very weird.
Better
mean-
than a dentist though.
It'd be like you doing a mechanical engineer's job. Like you could probably get away with it if you had to. Right? There's some overlap. And you do have some similar training, but
That's
it's
true. That's true.
you wouldn't want to have to do that.
Yeah.
Be a
I
little
get that.
sketchy.
yeah.
Sus.
I don't know. Like, what do you have to do? You just like intubate them and then just like leave them alone, right?
You get away.
Run.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the nurse is doing, that sort of stuff. I haven't been in a hospital for that reason, luckily. So I can't tell you.
No, bring your son to work day. Do you ever go to the hospital as like a parent, like come along?
Yeah, I mean, I did it 20 years ago. Yeah.
When you were 3?
Okay, 15 years ago.
Okay.
It's fun.
I don't know. Since I moved to Maryland, I probably went like once, and that was it. It's not that exciting.
Really
All
not.
right.
All right, Mary is very busy, so she's got to go.
I'm not busy, but my mom is watching TV without me.
Okay, well,
What is she watching before you go?
She's watching Friday Night Lights, and it makes me want to hurt people.
I don't know why people are so obsessed with that show.
It's-
I don't get it, but
Awful. It's so bad. It's so bad. But she's really into it right now.
no, your mom's a teacher. Is she excited to go back and deal with all the goons?
She actually liked working from home because she, like a lot of teachers, I guess one of their biggest problems was either they had too many students and it was hard to manage, or they have like kids of their own that were also home, so they had to like be parenting and doing and teaching. But because her kids are grown and she works with like kids who have learning differences, so she only had 6 students, so she actually had a pretty good setup, and she got
Okay.
to walk her dog every, like 5 minutes or something.
piece
So
of cake.
she's not
for her.
looking forward to going back.
We'll see what happens.
Her
Okay.
school is as of now, their plan is to have everyone come back because it's private, and just make everybody wear masks the whole day, which is going to be hard for some of these kids because it's like them are special needs, and they are as young as like 5. So I don't know how you would make like a kid without learning differences wear a mask all day at 5 years old.
I mean, we
It's
can't
just
even
gonna be
get
a mess.
grown adults to wear
Yeah.
masks all day. So
No. It's gonna be basically impossible, I feel like. So
Well, you could. I mean, they're young enough where you could kind of just not trick them into thinking like this is the normal. Well, it's
This
like
is-
every 5 years you got to wear a mask for a year. Like it's just like this disease that comes. It's like a real thing. Like I read this somewhere. Like some kids, like this is just their normal
Wow.
because they don't know any better. So like,
Yeah.
it may even be easier.
you could probably like tell them like you could reward them. Like here's like a piece of candy for wearing a mask every time.
Take your mask off and eat the candy.
Slip it up underneath.
You just like drop it in. Like, you open up the top.
Stick out your tongue. I drank coffee through a straw the other day while I was shopping. Slipped it up my mask like a weirdo.
Okay. Just wait.
Because it was iced. I had already brought it in. It was like I might as well. Because I forgot. I forgot about the fact that you can't really drink very effectively. But I did it.
I wonder if like bendy straws are gonna come into
back.
style more.
Well, maybe they should do something where it's like a one-way valve into your mask so that you can.
Because that wouldn't really work. It had to be something that could flap open and close.
Piece of Velcro.
Yeah, like a Velcro.
Did you guys see that mask that was supposed to be like for eating, and it's like a lever that you pull and it opens like this?
What's the point? Just take your mask off.
It was
The same
supposed to
thing.
make sure that it like closed whenever you weren't actively eating.
Oh, there's a sensor?
Well, you like do it yourself.
Oh, okay. There should be a sensor. Like it knows when food
It
comes.
knows when food is coming, and it
Yeah.
that would be really advanced. But anyway, yep, I gotta go.
Porch.
Ted, anything to say
Any
before we?
parting words, Ted?
I don't have any parting words. What should we talk about today?
All right, I'm cutting you off.
Oh, sorry.